I miss my parents all the time. I miss my aunts and uncles and my cousins, but I miss them even more during the Jewish holidays. I've never considered us to be a religious family, but more like a traditional observant. We don't go to temple on Saturdays or observe the Sabbath, Shabbos to some and Shabbat to others. We do, however, observe the holidays. Passover starts this Friday night with the first Seder. We sit around the Seder table and read from the Haggadah, the book that describes the exodus of Jews from their slavery in Egypt. If you've ever seen the movie The Ten Commandments, you've seen the story that the Haggadah describes. But I don't want to talk about the religious aspect of this holiday. I want to tell you the story of some of our traditions, most of which are the same in all Jewish homes. We change our dishes, pots, cooking utensils for those used only at Passover, and eat only food approved for this 8-day holiday. The interesting thing, though, is that this is the only holiday, and probably the only time ever, that the dishes don't match. The glasses don't match, and silverware doesn't match. I have no idea why, but they don't. There's 4 of one pattern, 3 of another, and so on. And that's part of the charm of the Passover Seder table. And that's one of the things I miss the most. Another interesting thing about Passover memories is that no matter how large the family was, there was always room. The dining room table had its leaves in, and adjoining that table was a long aluminum folding table. In my mother's house, it went from one end of the dining room to the other end of the living room. And then there was the singing of songs during the reading of the Haggadah and drinking the wine, as it's a joyous holiday. My cousins knew all the songs, and they would sing it, and we would chime in to sing the chorus. Then there's the hiding of the apicoma. The leader, which was my dad, would take a half piece of matzah, wrap it in a special napkin reserved just for this practice, and when we weren't looking, he would hide it for us to find. The one who found it would get a small gift, usually $5 in my house. Kids went crazy looking for it, never understanding how he could hide it without leaving his chair. A mystery never solved. The next thing I miss is matzah meal pancakes for breakfast. Matzah meal is ground matzah and used the way breadcrumbs are used. Remember, we can't use bread. My mother used to make them all the time during this holiday, and we ate them with jelly. But somehow, they just don't taste the same during the year, or ever in my house. I have such heartfelt memories of all this, and I miss it. I miss them. But life goes on, and now my son sits at the head of the Seder table and leads us in the reading of the Haggadah with the next generation, his children, at his side. And before we begin, we raise our glasses and toast all those who are no longer here with us to sit at this table. I miss my mother. I miss my father. I miss their voices as we read and tell the story. So now I raise my glass. I tell them I love them, and then say, L'chaim, to life, and Happy Easter.